What's good, family? What's good? It's your boy Urban Sports Guru. Wanted to hit y'all up with my Week 5 picks. First and foremost, the 2-2 Panthers. They going to Hotlanta. I call it a Hotlanta, not because Atlanta's just hot, not because Atlanta's a beautiful place. It's hot because Dan Quinn's on a hot seat, and he loses another game, he may not keep his job. I don't know. I don't. I think he's going to be hard pressed to keep his job throughout this season. But if they go 0-5, he's out of here. Now the defense is horrible. I told y'all earlier. I told y'all before the season. I project them to go 8-5 if their defense could at least be decent. The fact is, their defense has not been decent. But they need this win terribly, and I don't think Carolina can keep up with them scoring wise. Scoring wise, they can score, especially inside. They're gonna be able to score. They'll get their first win. They'll beat Carolina. Now you got the Raiders at the Chiefs. I like the Raiders. I do. They're not going to be able to keep up with the Chiefs. Hell no, they're not going to be able to keep up with the Chiefs. They're not going to be able to keep up with the Chiefs because a lot of people are making up that, okay, Bill Belichick has the template to defend against Patrick Mahomes. But guess what? Bill Belichick has the dogs on his defense to do that. Raiders do not. They have a couple of good young guys, Crosby, you know what I'm saying? But they don't have the dogs on that defense. Raiders will score, but Chiefs are going to win and cover that 11.5. Cardinals at the Jets. This is one of my locks. I'm taking the Cardinals. I'm taking the Cardinals not just because the Jets are so bad, because the Jets haven't had adequate time to prepare. Yes, they have Joe Flacco, a backup quarterback, who may be better right now than Sam Darnold, but I don't think they have adequate time to prepare. Then you got to look at the coaching staff. Cardinals going to come in. The Cardinals defense is suspect at times, so this may be a high scoring affair regardless. But I'm taking the Cardinals. That's one of my locks for this week. Rams versus no, before that we got Eagles versus the Steelers. Battle of Pennsylvania. Now, Carson Wentz looked real good last week against the 49ers. Yes, the 49ers don't have everybody, didn't have everybody, but he looked pretty good in his moments. Steelers, they've needed this because what they've had to go through with the COVID, having the game basically pushed away, having to, affecting the season, giving them a bye week they didn't ask for, but giving them a bye week they didn't ask for. But now they go against Carson Wentz. This is the first stud quarterback, at least at times, stud quarterback they've gone against. They've gone against a bunch of babies. Now they're going against the first stud quarterback. Yes, he has offensive line issues. This is their first stud quarterback, but because of the team's offensive line issues, because of the team's injury issues, I'm still taking the Steelers. And the fact that Mike Tomlin has had extra time to prepare, very important. I'm taking the Steelers. Rams versus Washington. Now they bench Dwayne Haskins. I told y'all that I don't feel like he's being groomed correctly. I feel this was the most. I've said this last year, and you see how there's some young quarterbacks, and they get drafted in the wrong situation. He's a quarterback I felt that way about. Not Josh Allen. The kid from UCLA, kid from UCLA. I'm forgetting his name at the moment. He was drafted the same year as Sam Darnold and all of them, and I thought he was going to be the truth. And he got drafted in a terrible situation in Arizona and got replaced in a year. Then he's ping ponging around, and now he's a journeyman now. And I just felt that he got broken. And I don't want to see this happen to Dwayne Haskins because he's the guy I wanted the Giants to pick. And his career is going to be linked with Daniel Jones. It's going to be forever linked, those two, like it or not. And right now, Daniel Jones isn't having any competition. Sad. It's really sad. Now they got Kyle Allen, who was playing in Carolina last year, played well at moments, but he's going to meet Aaron Donald. I know Khalil Mack. I posted on IG for my IG followers. I know Khalil Mack. Khalil Mack must seen all the stuff I've been saying about Aaron Donald and got offended, and he took it out on that left tackle. Said I do Bane shit too, but listen, and Aaron Donald's that dude. They're gonna have to deal with him. They're gonna have to deal with him. Um, they're gonna have to deal with him. Rams, point blank period. They're gonna have to deal with him. Um, Bengals at Ravens. I think the Ravens will win this game. For all the gamblers out there, this could be another lock because I think Cincinnati is going to cover whether Lamar Jackson plays or not. Whether if Lamar Jackson doesn't play, then I'm taking Cincinnati. Joe Burrow is starting to do some things. What you're going to see now in the NFL is what you're going to see now in the NFL is that now we're in week 5. So basically, the preseason is over. So now you're going to see the teams, real teams, start taking shape, especially these teams who got new coaches. You're going to see the real shit with these teams start to take shape. You're going to see that now. And new coaches and the young quarterbacks. And it's not a coincidence Joe Burrow starting to look like something. Not a coincidence now. You've seen him this last couple of weeks. Yeah, Joe Burrow's starting to look like something. I think he's going to keep, for all the gamblers out there, I think no matter who plays, this game's going to be close. I don't care what that spread says. This game's going to be close. The lock takes Cincinnati. Ravens may win. They ain't covering that. Now we got the Jags at Texans. Another good game for all the gamblers out there. I'm taking Houston. Why? Because I'm taking Deshaun Watson over Gardner Minshew any day of the week. Enough said. That could be another lock. I don't need to say anything else. Maybe a high scoring game because both defenses are not good. And this may be a rejoicing kind of game. Show love to Romeo Crennel, who's going to be the interim coach. You know what I'm saying? Just to show him some love because Bill O'Brien's gone. Finally. Finally, Bill O'Brien's gone. I'm taking the Texans. Now we have Miami at the 49ers. These are the kind of teams that the 49ers feast on. Because right now, the whole thing is like, when are you going to start Tua? When are you going to start Tua? When are you going to start Tua? Now, Miami and their terrible run defense is coming to San Fran, who pound the football more creatively than anybody else in football. I don't think Miami stands a chance. And Jimmy Garoppolo is coming back. These are the kind of games, kind of teams that they feast on. That could be another lock. I'm liking San Francisco. Now, this is probably going to be the best game of the weekend. Indianapolis coming to Cleveland. Now, I told you at the beginning of the season, I think Indianapolis is going to be a stout team. I think they're going to go 11-5. I think they'll win the division. I told y'all this. I'm not surprised by the 3-1 start. I'm surprised by how damn good that defense is, only giving up 14 points a game. The problem I have is Cleveland's defense is giving up 31 points a game. Now they're riding a high, beating the shit out of the Cowboys the way they did. And what they're showing is that offensive line can run the football against anybody. Can they run it against Indy, who was stout against the run? Question 1. The one problem I see is Anthony Costanzo, their starting left tackle for Indianapolis Colts, is out. Myles Garrett, one of the baddest motherfuckers in the league. Phillip Rivers, who I like, is a statue. He may meet Myles Garrett early and often. And the problem I have is Cleveland's defense. They give up a lot of points. They give up a lot of yards. They give up a lot of points. So these are two teams that I don't want to doubt. I don't want to doubt. But something has to give here. Something has to give here. Now I'm going to give a slight edge to the Browns. Going to give a slight edge to the Browns. I think they can make enough plays on defense to win. My Giants against the Cowboys. Now, everybody sees how sorry the NFC is. NFC East is. I didn't think they'll be this bad. But we may see a change. Like I said, the preseason is now over. What you're seeing now, though, is how poorly the organization in Dallas is run. Because this is supposed to be, with all that talent, this is supposed to be their Patriot time. Why do I say this? Patriots feasted on a terrible AFC East for, for more than a decade. So automatically, you got a division title and a home playoff game. Even when y'all won at your peak, you still got that because you were light years better than everyone else in the division. Dallas, talent wise, is light years more talented than everyone else in the division. This is supposed to be their time, but because of bad coaching, but because of the way that organization is run, because they're not getting the max out of their players, great individual talent. Just look at it. You have two studs on that front line on the outside. Not one, two. And Lawrence and now, who you brought back, the linebacker. You pay Dontari Poe, who before this was one of the best run stuffers in the league, but all of a sudden now you can't stop the run. You have one of the better middle linebackers in the game, and Jalen Smith, great sideline to sideline player. And defensively, you can't stop nobody. You have all this talent on offense. Yes, you have injuries. The left tackle is out for the year. He's been hurt a lot these last couple of years. But they're not as good collectively as they should be. This should be their time. This week should be the time where they start to right the ship and beat up on bad competition. This is what should happen. But the fact of the way that defense is, this should be the time because of what the Giants' offensive line was. You should all automatically start getting your shit right. Where all of a sudden now you can stop the run. Why? Because you're playing the Giants. But I think this week Dallas should win, and this should be the game they start to right the ship. If they struggle in this game, they may not even win this sorry ass division. Because the team should be 0-4. Straight up. They should be 0-4. No matter how good that offense is. They should win just off of that because the Giants haven't scored a touchdown in 2 weeks and this team averages 30 points a game. The Giants can't score enough with them. And the Giants' run defense, they couldn't be stout up in the A gap, but when you go to running towards the edges because their edge players are kind of light in the ass, that's where you can have success, even with a banged up offensive line. Let's see what happens. But it just says a lot about how poorly things are happening in the Dallas Cowboys because you have all this great individual talent and you're still not getting victories. Minnesota at Seattle. Minnesota, this has been a nightmare season. And honestly, I'm not calling for no one's job. I don't think Mike Zimmer's going to make it. I think he'll make it through the season regardless. End of the season, I think this is that. That's your ass. There's too much talent on this football team to be playing this bad. Too much talent. Too much talent. And now you come into Seattle and you got to score with Russell Wilson. The way those corners have been playing, you got to deal with Russ. Psst, taking Seattle. Nothing to talk about. Denver at New England. I think this game's going to be played on a Tuesday. Taking the Patriots. I'm taking the Patriots just for the simple fact the defense will keep the game close enough. I mean, a call here and there. They if they got the benefit of a call here and there, they probably could have beaten the Chiefs for crying out loud on short notice. Only Belichick could have that team prepared in that kind of situation. But coming off of that, I'm taking New England. Denver just can't compete. Chargers at New Orleans. Now this could be the time. Like I said, preseason, quote unquote, preseason is over. I think now you start seeing closer to the regular Drew Brees, where you start to make some more of those intermediate throws. You don't have to be down the field, but at least got to get plays 15 to 25 yards down the field. Everything can't be dink and dunk and dink and dunk. And Chargers, they gave up some rush yards against Tampa. You know, got another team with a good offensive line. You're playing on the road, but Justin Herbert looked damn good. He's been looking damn good. I think the Saints win. Chargers cover. Last but not least, you got Bills and Titans. I am taking the Bills because I am taking the Bills seriously. Secondly, Titans have all this time off, but they haven't been in their facilities that long. They have not been in the facilities that much, and because of that, that lack of preparation, and Buffalo's rolling, I'm rolling with Buffalo. Those are my picks. Hit the like, hit the subscribe. Let me know what you think and feel. It's your boy Urban Sports Guru, and I'm out. Salute.